rubbish. Anyway, it's time now for my next guest. Now, way back in 1973, while I was still wearing flares, loons, they were called, denim loons. Do you remember? No, you won't, no. And tank tops with the 3 stripes across. Yes. And the feather-cut hairdo. And the Como brogues.
What an image.
I used to frighten Birkenhead when I set out. This gentleman had an idea for a new musical blending comedy. A new musical comedy, sorry, blending sci-fi and horror. Now, after playing to just 60 people on its opening night, the Rocky Horror Show has gone on to become one of the world's most successful musicals of all time. It's been in continuous production since 1973, playing to millions all over the world. A new tour is in Woking this week, and next week there's a massive time warp record attempt. Please welcome the creator of it all. I'm going to say children. It's Mr. Richard O'Brien. Fabulous. I love this. Good, huh? I love it. Oh, Hello. Welcome.
Hello, darling. How are you?
Fine. Hi, Richard.
Hello, Jamie.
Richard, you know I was going to wear the sussies and suspenders.
I was hoping you would.
No, but the legs have had it now. They're not. They look like 2 woodbines hanging out the packets. Honestly, those days are over. You're looking fab. I love this ensemble.
Well, you can't go wrong with black, can you?
No.
Classic black.
Yes.
And look, you see, look.
Little black brassiere. Fabulous. Absolutely.
Your underwear's better than mine.
I know, La Perla.
La Perla, the best, of course.
Rocky Horror Show. Have you seen? I must have seen it 9 times because I've had so many different mates in various versions all over the country. The first time I saw it, I had no idea about the audience participation. And the woman next to me let me have it in the face with a water pistol.
Good heavens.
I nearly killed her, Richard.
Yes.
Where did it come from, all this audience participation?
That happened with the movie, really, because the movie the time's exactly the same every night. The movie runs exactly to schedule and time. And they could interact with it because, you know, they knew what was coming. And they could predict lines coming up after a while, which was rather good. But the problem with it in the live show, when Ade Edmondson was playing Brad for a while, he said, it's all very well for them shouting out lines, but their timing's not very good, is it? And it is true. It is a bit of a difficulty, really, dealing with it.
Yeah, with the heckles.
Yeah, because sometimes it can overload the show. And if only 25% of the audience are, you know, Rocky Horror fans, that's 75% of the audience that aren't. And I think it's like going to a party that you haven't been invited to, really, if you're not careful.
Yeah, yeah.
So we've made sure that all the control is back on the stage, basically.
Because I got asked in the foyer, was I a virgin, by somebody in a corset and suspenders.
Mm-hmm.
And
your answer?
I said, that's for me to know, young man, and for you to find out. How dare you? But he was meaning, is this my first time in the show? Because you could Rocky Horror Show a virgin, aren't you? Actually, I'm not. Now I'm up there with the newspaper over me head and the water pistol and the lighter. I suppose health and safety have plenty to say now, do they?
Yes, probably so.
Did you have any idea when you wrote this piece all those years ago that it'd be so successful?
No, it was a 3-week show, and after the 3 weeks, we'd all be looking for another job, basically. And that 3-week show ran for 7 years in London, and now it's been over 35 years, seen by tens of millions of people.
Amazing.
It's extraordinary.
Did you?
Thankfully.
I mean, how did people react when you said, oh, look, I've got this great idea. It's a transvestite Frankenstein singing. What did they say? Oddly,
nothing. I mean, I wrote the first song about Christmas '72, science fiction double feature, and by the June it was on and up and running. And the odd thing was we didn't have to actually seduce anybody into coming on board. It was quite odd. It was almost as if it had a life of its own. And I think probably one of the nice things about it is that we didn't go out saying, oh, we've got this great idea. What we were doing was having a bit of fun. Yeah. And that allowed us to carry on. And it actually takes away... Because it could be unpleasant, that show, couldn't it, if you think about it? We involve... I don't know if you're overly familiar with it, but, you know, there's a little bit of sex and drugs and rock and roll mixed in with it, and it could become unpleasant, but it never does, because it's got this kind of innocence attached to it.
It's got its tongue firmly planted in its cheek, if you know what I mean.
I do.
Have you seen the current version, Richard?
Yes, I have. I saw it last week.
Yeah.
I saw it down in Bromley. Yeah, it's very good because it's got David Badella in the lead again, and he's fantastic. And directed again by Christopher Luscombe. And I know it's in safe hands when those two chaps are on board.
Who's narrating on this one?
We last week had Ainsley.
Ainsley Harriott?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Ainsley Harriott in stockings and sausages and high heels. Now, I'd pay a month's wages to see that. Did he have his wok in his hand?
No, he didn't get into the stockings, sadly. That was a shame.
Really?
No.
Oh, I'd have forced him. I said, you know, I got offered it and I can't do it because of this.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, I thought I'll be there, rip the clothes off, the old days. Was the film good fun to do? I love the movie.
I like to think that it might have been, but of course we were all busy working, and you know, you look back and you think, oh, it was good fun, but you get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and get into makeup at 6 and on the set, you know, and you're so busy working that you don't really have fun.
And all that hanging around.
Yes, a lot of hanging
Couldn't
around.
bear that.
No, I don't like it.
I'd be off, gone in my courses, running down the streets, looking for a pub.
we had a stuntman came in to do the stunt for Tim Curry when he falls off the tower into the water, and the stuntman came in and looked at the stunt that he had to do, and they said, right, are you ready? We'll take you up to wardrobe now. And he went, yes, all right. And he was dressed up as Tim with the fishnets and the high heels and whatnot, and he was quite muscular and quite knotty little person, and he came down and he wanted to make sure that nobody got the wrong idea.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And so he became even more butch. and as he did so, it became even more ridiculous. The strutting became a bit like this. You know, I'm not gay. In the fishnets.
And they always walk with their legs open. No. Nobody walks like that, not even John Wayne.
No.
Well, look, we've got a clip from the movie. Let's have the time warp. Come on.
It's time to jump to the net. With your hands on your hips.
Oh, fabulous. And did you spot Biggins in that ensemble there? Yeah, there he was, as a Transylvanian.
Because I met most of the cast when Richard kindly asked me to do a narrating spot for the anniversary thing at the what's the theatre called in Sloane Square?
The Royal Court Theatre.
At the Royal Court Theatre, yeah. And Richard got all the old cast, as many as he could, back together again. It was a great night. What a great show.
You'd be great, Frankenfurter in the whole.
Do you think?
I've seen you dressed up like that.
Richard.
Yeah, all right. That's not for
Sorry to interrupt, folks. I have to know about this big event that's happening on Halloween. What's all this about?
So Halloween falls on a Saturday this week, which is very convenient for people who want to party. And on the 31st, the Saturday, down in Brighton on the pier front, at midday, we're going to attempt to have the biggest time warp in history. That's the plan.
OK.
We haven't had any messages from the Met Office. I mean, I don't know what it's going to do if it's bucketing down. I've got no idea.
They'll turn out, Richard. You know what they're like. They will.
Everyone in Brighton will turn up, whatever.
Bit of rain won't stop them down in Brighton. They'll be out in force.
Hey, we can go.
Yeah, we'll go.
We'll just down the road. I live in Brighton. We'll be there.
Woo.
Dressed up.
Dressed as
family.
Wilshirettes.
Well, there'll be 3 of us. Thank you.
And I might toss her down. That's 4. I'll dress up as Little Nell. I met Little Nell in Australia, and she's now a retired housewife.
A Hausfrau.
I was shocked.
Meine Liebchen is a Hausfrau.
Exactly.
Cool.
But look, folks, for all of you who are interested in doing this it's for the is it the Guinness World Book of Records?
It's the Guinness Book of Records, yeah.
And it's to get into that. All the details are on our website. So get yourself down to Brighton and do the time warp.
And it's not difficult. I mean, a jump to the right, step to the left. You know, it's all there, hands on hips, knees in tight. It's all
exactly.
It's not rocket science, is it?
No, it's easy. Yeah. No. Half a lot. I could have a ball. Richard, it's lovely to see you. It really is.
It's my pleasure.
Thanks for coming on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please. Mr. Richard O'Brien, come on.